Okay, I'm Timothy Randazzo, and I'm running for president for Senate. I am 19. I have been at Cabrillo, so this is my first year, second semester, so I'm new. Way back in like primary and secondary schooling, I was always in student government, like in elementary school and middle school, which I was way too young to be in the student government, but anyways. And like I was even like the president of my 6th grade class and 7th grade and 8th grade. So I've always had that, like I've always been in student senates and in student government, and government really was and is a passion of mine. It definitely wasn't weird for me to join Student Senate. I had already been interested in stuff like that in the past. This year in Senate, it definitely felt like, it was just a budgetary avenue for all the programs at school. Mm-hmm. They'd come to us, ask us for a certain amount of money. We talk about it in Senate kind of briefly, just like at the meeting, right then and there, with like no knowledge about it really, and how the students felt about it, because we are student representatives. We'd vote on a certain amount of money, the program would get their money, and then we'd never see it again. And that was basically like how the whole function of Senate was this year. And while that is one of our responsibilities and like what the Senate does here, it was easily becoming the only thing we did here. It's nice to know that there's people there for you and people there working for you and resources are available for you. And that is a huge part of what Student Senate should be and should do, and that's basically what it was designed for. We are your student representatives representing students to get students the things they need. And that wasn't really a focus of the Student Senate when I was working on it, which it sucks. It's kind of horrible. So I hope that, running and being elected and with Unite and just all the work that I've done already, that the Student Senate transforms the way it thinks and works and focuses more on what's important. So, focusing on advocacy and focusing on being an actual like visual presence on this campus, because so many people don't know what the Senate is and they don't know what we do or what it even is. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, I had created a food insecurities task force on the Senate, and I was elected to chair it right off the bat. So, with that initiative, I had spoken to Twin Lakes Church and the People's Pantry, because they do have a food pantry there that is open every day for students who need food. So I've been working with them. I worked with Robin West and Karen Reyes, who are out of the Student Resource Support Network, and worked on getting CalFresh on campus. Mm-hmm. I also created a temporary food pantry in the Student Senate office, and I was allotted some money to sustain that pantry. I also have worked on a lot of advocacy work, because as I've stated, like that is really important, and especially with DACA. My VP candidate Spencer Merritt and I had hosted the Stand with Parkland sigil that we did like a month ago, and we're also holding a Stand with Parkland event that will be happening this upcoming week for the Spring Carnival, Wednesday Social Justice Day. And we got Jimmy Panetta, our congressman, to actually notice us, and he's sending out a secretary to come make a statement for him. So I've been very proactive on advocacy for students and focusing and working with the Dream Resource Program and the Equity Department for knowing what resources undocumented and DACA students need and what can we do for them. I guess if someone was going to classify me, and people they obviously say that I'm liberal, but I, on my registering to vote, I'm independent. It all comes down to who you are, what your values are, your ideals, and I'm not going to condemn anyone who doesn't necessarily think the way I do, or, you know, if they're like super conservative or super liberal. It doesn't matter. It comes down to, you know, what they're actually saying and their proof and their evidence for it. So I hope that's not like being too hip or something, but yeah, what I've seen in past Senates is that, you know, the president kind of dominates. They have their platform, their ideals. They sort of dominate, you know, debates and discussion, and, you know, make it very prevalent what they want, which is what anyone should do. But, you know, with new senators and how the Senate has functioned before, there was not clear mentorship or training for new senators. So these new senators would come in, and you'd have like 2 to 3 people, the president and like people close to them, you know, really pushing for what they want. And these new senators have no training whatsoever. You know, they're creating this bandwagon effect, which is, you know, a common fallacy among most people. But it's highly effective when you don't know what exactly you're supposed to be doing, and, you know, everyone around you is like agreeing on this thing, so you just kind of join on. So what the Senate would take from me being a president would be me being perceptible for multiple perspectives, to encourage everyone in the Senate to speak their mind at every discussion. I want to hear what people say. I want to know the vote that they are making comes from actual, you know, a representative standpoint and with how they feel. I will not tolerate anyone, you know, taking control or, you know, making people feel inferior. At Unite, we're all together. We are united. Everyone's input matters, and I would definitely encourage everyone to be confident in their abilities to be a student leader and to be a representative of the students here. So, yeah, if that answers that. I just want people to know that there are students here who actually care, and they want to, you know, see Cabrillo as this cohesive environment that is inclusive and diverse. And there are certain students who are like passionate about, you know, transforming the Senate and just, you know, making this campus better and making it more of a social environment, because, you know, Cabrillo is amazing. It has amazing opportunities and resources, and, you know, it's cheap, and no matter who comes in here not wanting to come here, which was me when I came, no one really wants to come here, but you end up coming and you find out that Cabrillo is not that bad. So yeah, just know that we're all more alike than you would think, and there are people who are really passionate and are trying to make a difference. Mm-hmm. Vote Unite. We're trying to put the community back into community college, or I don't know. That's like the only thing we came up with. But,
yeah, I saw that on the website.
Yeah, but yeah, check out our website for any more information, unitecabrillo.weekly.com.